Brothers Fight Club in Oakville, Connecticut, posing for their victory pictures, which have been hard-earned. But again, Timothy Babiev out of Borodin's put on a tremendous performance. I look forward to what's coming for both these young men in the future.
Yeah, me too. I tend to agree with that decision. It was such a close fight that I do think it came down to that third round. Man, what a good way to end it, too, to leave it all on the line in that third round of that fight.
Miguel Padilla, another fighter out of Rose's Kickboxing, which has had a tremendous amount of fighters on this card tonight. Trainer John Marino there with him. I'm sure John Marino has had his hands full tonight with that many fighters on a card. I think he has 6 on here. Wild. At 210 pounds, Miguel Padilla, one of the largest fighters coming out of Rose's.
Yeah, a lot of gauze and tape was used in the Rose's Kickboxing locker room tonight. Again, though, like I've referenced several times, it's just so nice to go back to your locker room or be in your locker room warming up and have other teammates there going through the same process. When your coaches are out cornering another teammate, you have others there to keep you company. It's a huge comfort.
He'll be facing off against Anthony Walsh, a record of 2-1 out of Rigoro Gym. Ricky Villazilu there with him, and Martin Chisholm, his other trainer. He is a big, big fella.
Yeah, very tall. I think we're going to see a big height difference here.
And sometimes you'll get that in a division like 210 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I like about striking, you know, you look at the highest levels of basketball, for example, and there's one body type at the top of the field. Same with swimming. Broad back, skinny waist. But, you know, kickboxing and fighting, you see all different types of bodies make it.
Coming out to poisons every rose as his thorn. He aims to be a thorn in the side of Miguel Padilla here. And as you were saying there, LG, real different body types here. We'll go to Mike Falvo to get us officially kicked off.
The action continues on the card for K-Series Kickboxing with our upcoming contest scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in our 210-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring with a fight record of 1 win and 2 losses. Representing Rosa's Kickboxing, Miguel Padilla. His opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring with a fight record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Representing Rigoro Gym, Anthony Walsh. The man in charge of the action at the sound of the bell is J.P. Zuniga.
Referee J.P. Zuniga calls him to the middle there. Now, you know, with the amount of power both of these guys have, you can't simply judge on the taller person or, you know, the wider person. 210 pounds, Liam Tarrant, LG Pinnell joining you here, K-Series 4. Miguel Padilla out of the blue corner, Anthony Walsh out of the red. And with these heavyweights, it certainly can change back and forth quickly.
We've already seen a good mixture of punches and kicks between the two gentlemen. Both of them have had some trouble with sliding. I think that's due to the shin guards. They both had to make adjustments in their stance. The wider they go, the more slip.
And that's a lot of weight, folks. A combined 420 pounds in the ring right there. Nice headshot land for Padilla.
As well as a knee to the body. You see J.P. Zuniga reminding him that in the clinch, you only have the opportunity to land 1 knee before you have to exit the clinch or at least let go of the head in kickboxing rules. Nice low kick there from the red corner. Ringing off several punches afterwards and a teep to the body to push his opponent back into the corner.
Walsh trying to pour on the pressure here.
Yeah, Walsh has an interesting way of marching. He shifts his weight from left to right, left to right, left to right.
Walsh blocks Padilla's looping right hand. I think Padilla's got a very dangerous right hand. Just the way he's throwing it. Walsh has got to keep that guard pretty tight.
I would completely agree with you. Walsh is doing a good job of throwing some body kicks that are pretty heavy, but earlier Padilla threw a right hand and Walsh successfully blocked it, but it still pushed all of Walsh's weight onto his opposite side leg just to show that it forced all of his weight to fight the power of that punch, which is a scary prospect.
Padilla working the body. Referee J.P. Zuniga breaks him up. That will be the end of the first round as they go back to their corners.
Love seeing the relaxation from Padilla dancing in his corner after a tough first round. That's awesome to see. Glad he's having fun.
That's
he should
right.
be.
Soldier boy, you tell him. Padilla seems like a sleeper to me, to be quite honest, as in like, yeah, he might not be landing a lot of shots, but to me, he just strikes me as the kind of person, no pun intended, he strikes me as the kind of guy who he can land, if he lands a shot pretty flush, he can put you in trouble fast.
Yeah, he's a dark horse for sure. He's not being very loud in his movements, but you're right. And that's what I was saying about that right hand that landed. It just struck me as terrifying whenever he landed it on Walsh's arm. Like I said, Walsh successfully defended it in the proper way, but it still knocked Walsh off of his lead foot and put all of his weight onto his back foot. Oh, they're dancing at each other, smiling and having a good time right before they throw fisticuffs.
Second of 3 scheduled 2 minutes rounds. This dance has turned violent. The guard of Walsh kind of open. Leaves his arms either low or there's a lot of space behind him, but it's got to be tough for Padilla to get inside that long reach that Walsh has.
Yeah, I think it's part of it might be due just to the length of Walsh's legs. He has to kind of bend his knees and lean forward whenever he's blocking or throwing, which is tough. It leaves your chin just a bit susceptible to overhands or hooks.
I think referee J.P. Zuniga there warning him about grabbing.
Typically with that sort of thing, you get 2 warnings before a point gets taken away.
Walsh mixing up his shots low and high. Lands a nice knee there.
Good shin block there from Padilla. And an inside low kick mixed with some hooks and some uppercuts, and a couple of them land as he backs up Walsh into his corner.
Yeah, Padilla putting together a nice couple of shots there. Some uppercuts and hooks landed nicely. Walsh, interestingly, goes to the body quite a bit. But he's got those long enough arms, I guess he can get away with it. Padilla pawing with the right hand.
Yeah, those pawing punches do a good job of bringing the guard of your opponent down, even if they don't land. You can kind of scoop the arm down a lot like a karate crescent kick used to back in the day. Walsh able to successfully land a left hand there.
Yeah, when Walsh is outside and really at his optimal range, those shots look like they have a lot of sting to them.
That seemed to be a delayed reaction from a body shot a couple of seconds ago.
That was a bit confusing, yeah. A little blood coming out of the nose there of Padilla. And that will be the end of the second round. That will make that round a 10-8 round for Walsh.
He's
Padilla's
still dancing.
Still dancing, baby. I love it. He's still having a good time in there.
Yeah, it is tough, though, in the last 10 seconds to take a knee and get a 10 count. If he'd been able to ride that out, he wouldn't have lost a point on the scorecards. But we'll see if he's able to overcome it here in the third round. I don't know how behind he is on the scorecards, but I think he does need to make a statement in this third round, no matter which way you slice it, because of that knockdown. Walsh, I would recommend to just keep a high guard and stay on the outside, just like you were recommending a second ago.
Yeah, if he can stay away from that dangerous looping hands of Padilla, I mean, he definitely just pulled ahead on the scorecards, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
But again, I am not a judge. They may see it differently, but the second round was definitely Walsh's. Here we go, third and final round in this 210-pound division, sponsored by Teep Territory at Teep_Territory. Follow us at rfc.promotions. Nice left hand from Walsh.
10, 12 punches coming out of Padilla. Walsh is trying to get back into range. Padilla's using head movement, walking across the ring.
Nice series of kicks from Walsh. He is just leaning in on it now.
You know, he is getting hit by Walsh, but he's just so composed, considering. He doesn't seem to be too threatened by what's coming at him. I think you might have some more luck if you threw down the pipe rather than around.
Padilla trying to press forward, looking for that shot that could change the trajectory here.
Walsh doing a good job of peppering in some punches down the center through the guard. Nice spinning back fist there as well. And I think that landed.
Nice side kick there from Anthony Walsh.
I love a good side kick.
Ooh, hard left hand there from Walsh. Follows it up with a knee.
Yeah, that was interesting. He threw a left teep. Oh no, he's down from a knee.
I think that might have been
A low blow?
No, Padilla seemed to be indicating he might have got a hit in the head. But that looks like one of those scenarios where he was leaning downwards, but we'd have to see it again to properly judge it. That's a knockdown for him in this round as well. He has 15 seconds left. That might have put Walsh ahead on the scorecards.
Walsh doing a good job stepping in with those knees. Earlier he threw a teep and then landed all of his weight on the leg that he had just teeped with and threw a hand out at the same time, and it almost just made him look like he was lunging into a shot, all his body weight behind his fist. Great way to end the fight.
Wow.
With those big knees and punches to the head.
Well, lots of shots coming in there, but we'll see how the judges saw that. Padilla showing a lot of heart throughout it. Walsh doing a nice job mixing up his shots, and he was active right up until the end. I mean, that is for a 210-pound guy to put in that kind of effort for 3 rounds that's a lot of oxygen you're using. That's a lot of energy you're using. You can tell he must be in tremendous shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these gentlemen, and they made a lot of distance across the ring over and over again. They weren't typically. I see fighters stay on one side of the ring once they get tired, but even when Padilla seemed tired, he was still moving across the ring, forward and backwards, which is pretty impressive. Walsh looks confident after the way that he performed in that 3rd round.
And he has good reason to be, in my opinion.
I would agree with you there.
We will go to Mike Falvo for the decision.
As always, fans, a round of applause for one great fight. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds of kickboxing action, we go to the official scorecard. The judges have scored the fight 30-25, 30-25, and 30-25. All for your winner by way of unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Anthony Walsh.
Great performance there from Walsh, and really good attitude out of Padilla. Love to see that. Having fun even though you take a loss. That's the way to do the amateurs. He had a great performance.
Excellent fight for both of those guys. The Rocky theme playing and Padilla putting on a Rocky-like performance in there.